Welcome back, everyone, to Full Sail University here in Orlando, Florida. Of course, it's the Call of Duty U.S. Championships. Of course, I'm Golden Boy, joined by my compatriot, Benson.
Compatriot.
I tried to think of a good word.
I like it.
I'm glad you like it. Makes me happy.
Yeah, I'm glad to make you happy.
So,
on our anniversary game.
On our anniversary game. That it
moment.
sounds so bad.
I still want that dollar, by the way, because I'm going to frame it.
You got it, buddy. So we have OpTic Gaming Complexity up 2-1 in this series, taking that blitz game at the end there, you know, rather handedly.
Yeah.
It was close at the beginning, though. Very close at the beginning. They were going neck and neck, back and forth. But then Complexity showed why they're such a great game when it comes to great team when it comes to respawn game types. And
you know, it just comes down to that kind of flick of the switch mentality. It really does. You know, as you said, very, very close, back and forth, and all of a sudden out of nowhere, you know, you see 4 OpTic players go down, and as soon as that happens, you know, Complexity are swarming in on the spawn points, getting the spawn traps locked down, and then the kills start rattling in, and it really is very tough to get out of it, especially when you know, you're meeting Krim and Karma who are locking you into a spawn trap, and that's not easy to get out of.
Now we're going to go into Strike Zone Domination.
I think this is OpTic's best chance of beating Complexity.
Really? I would have said I would have favored Cole on this one, just on the pure slaying power.
I would favor them, but I'm saying it in terms of, you know, if they have a map, which I think they can cause an upset, I think it's going to be this one. Just simply because now I think, you know, going into this map, OpTic going to sit there and go, all right, well, we know what Cole are going to do. Cole are going to go into this game and try and outslay us. So let's just be stupidly aggressive. Because in my eyes, that's the only way you can really beat this Complexity team, when they have that mentality, you know?
Yeah.
When their mentality is just, I'm going to kill you, I'm going to kill you, I'm going to kill you, I'm going to kill you. How do you counter that? You do exactly that back to them, and you just push them and push them and push them and try and win those gunfights when you need to. It's not going to be easy, though. I think they potentially could do it, and let's kick things off on board with Nadeshot.
That's right. Nadeshot rocking the Bulldog, too, so, you know, he's looking to get, you know, up and aggressive here as things are going to open up right away, of course. Teams are going to go after their home flag. It's going to be a player there.
No.
Nadeshot, though, gets knifed, and that's going to be heartbreaking. Crim6 there with it to the chest. So aggressive. Now, Scumpy. Forward here. Let's see, he's going to make his way inside of B. Nothing's going to come of that. Clayster gets cleaned up. Mbos has a kill here. He's just going to continue to hang out on the outside, but he gets picked off, and Scumpy back on board with him. He gets cleaned up, and it just seems to be that Complexity doing exactly what I thought they would do, which is just straight up slay OpTic Gaming. They thrive in this kind of situation.
Yep.
Small map, fast pace, domination. You know, they thrive, honestly. Nothing more could be said about it.
Yeah, they really do right now. OpTic just struggling off the start. Still obviously a close game, but you do have Complexity with those 2 flags, A and B, locked down. OpTic now deciding to push into that B flag. Who is that pushing in for them? They have 2 players actually doing it. Nadeshot, one of them, who's joined by Clayster. They need to try and make some plays. You see Clayster's perspective on your screen, picks up the assist. Nadeshot gets the kill. Trophy system goes down. He's going to be lying on that B flag now. Ooh. Have they managed to cover that home flag? No, they haven't. 2 Complexity players dive straight on that C flag, and there's going to be nothing Scump can do there because he's just going to get flooded. Does get taken out, and once again, Complexity back in control.
But with that said, you know, they did manage to pin him in B, which is that dreaded trap that people really want to avoid, but OpTic Gaming managed to fight out of it. Great knife out of Mbos there, as OpTic Gaming is going to push right after C, and they do get control of it, so that is going to be a first lead that they are going to be able to secure here, as it will be 30-21, 9-point lead in favor of Complexity, which can go away in a heartbeat.
Oh, it can go in the blink of an eye. I mean, 2 Complexity players have gone down now, 3 players gone down, so it's going to be down to Keith to do the defensive duty. He's going to get shut down as well. Now, this could be the flick of the switch from OpTic. Can they try and build upon it? Can they really just get that momentum back in the game? More kills going down. Clayster and Mbos. This is the start of it. Scump picks up 3. Krim's going to be left by himself again. You have to give OpTic some credit. You know, they've got B, they've got C as well. They're holding, and they have Complexity right pinned back at their A flag. And you look at the kill feed, it's all OpTic Gaming right now.
Yeah, and you know, I would have picked Clayster and Scump to be one of those players to be at the top of the leaderboard. But right now, we got America's favorite gamer, Nadeshot, hanging out at the top there.
His desire to win.
Yeah, and he is playing very well, hanging with hanging with Complexity, but he is going to get picked off as he tried to get aggressive near B by that kitchen door. Now Scump with this Vector, we've been seeing this used a lot, especially on the Xbox One. It's one of my favorite guns to use, and it definitely showed why here this weekend. It's just been a very consistent weapon, just dominates people. Of course, though, he can't defend yourself on the left, and he gets picked off. But Clayster, he is going to go after A. And with that said, this could potentially pin Complexity, but right before he was going to make something happen, he gets picked off. Nadeshot, though, he's going to be over by Courtyard. He gets taken out as he tried to get aggressive and pushed by Pro Shop. Crimsix, by the way, as we jump with complexity, he is 12-7. He's definitely doing something right here.
Yeah, he's doing his job pretty well, I think it's fair to say. TP does get a nice 2-piece. Can he find the third in the kill feed? Not going to happen. Crim, meanwhile, making some moves towards that A flag. There's going to be a couple of OpTic players going towards that A flag, so he's going to have to rotate and drop down. His teammate isn't going to get that kill, so OpTic are on that A flag. Crim needs to pick up his kill. He goes, jumps, pre-fires the corner, connects, looks behind him almost instantly. A still neutral. Just going to have to back off and reload on that one. Still, you know, both teams with one flag apiece, and they're actually all flags now. Going to have someone on top of them. Crim should pick up that A flag relatively easily. Nicely done. B still neutral, though. There is an OpTic player in there.
I have to give OpTic credit. They're definitely in there with complexity. It's going to be a 6-point game. So regardless, with 57 seconds left on the clock, it is still anyone's game here. Whoever comes out on top in the second half is going to definitely succeed. And looking at the way complexity is playing here, they're definitely slaying. They're on their game. They're getting good positions. But it's strike zone. You're always just going to be flipping flags back and forth. And that just, you know, it just shows how intense this map can be.
Oh, it really does. And you see Crim there put a couple of shots down. Decides he wants to re-rotate back towards A. There's going to be an OpTic player there. Makes small work of Playster. Nicely done. And, you know, this last 30 seconds now, complexity should be able to just hold those 2 flags. However, OpTic putting it one last push in on that B flag. Can they try and capture it? It's looking pretty good. I mean, it's only going to reduce the score by maybe 1 or 2 points, but hey,
all that
every single point,
man.
exactly, every single point counts. You know, if you can reduce it by 2. And
I don't know what's going on with Karma, but he's 9-17. Although Ake's got a great double kill there, I'm very surprised at Karma's score. Not something that we expect to see. 81-69. I believe that's going to be a 20-point lead in favor of complexity.
Did you just really say that's a 20-point lead?
Is it? I'm terrible with math. Why do you ask me this?
81-69?
Oh, goodness, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Listen,
wow,
the New York education system has failed me,
It
everyone.
really has failed you, because that is bad. How you got 20 points from that?
You know, it's the morning,
I'll let you off.
Tired.
Daylight savings, you know, you lost an hour of sleep. It's affected your brain and your mathematical capabilities.
Just continue to
Don't even worry
dig the
about
knife deeper.
I'm going to let you know about that.
It's our anniversary.
I'm sorry, dude.
How could you?
I'm sorry. I'll buy you some flowers.
So, what's the score then, Ben?
I was waiting tactfully till you just drop that. It's going to be 12.
Okay, 12 points.
See, that's
reverse
how,
it. It
that's
looks
how
like
normal
21,
people do maths. If you reverse it, it looks like 21, which is still not what you originally said. So it still has nothing to do. It's not relevant.
You. So now, looking at the score. All right, moving on, though. Talking about what happened, because I want to end this topic as soon as possible.
I'm sure you do.
Karma 9-17, Ben.
Yeah.
What's going on there with him?
You know, it's one of those rare moments where he just simply hasn't had a good game. You know, he's just not been winning those gunfights. But then, you know, when you have teammates like Crim, TP, and Aches who can pick up that slack, it comes down to what you said in the very first map. That's what complexity can do. One player can have a bad game, everyone else can pick it up. You know, they can all go off in different times. I mean, you know, just because he's had one bad half, I expect next half him to just really say, oh, well, that was bad. Let me just turn things around. And, you know, he could well be on top of the leaderboard. He's one of those players.
Yeah, I want to see when we go into the next half, I definitely want to kick it off with him and just see, you know, what he's going to be doing different, of course. It seems like complexity is going right into this one here. Now, 12-point lead. 12-point lead.
12.
Not 20. 12. Easily winnable here for OpTic Gaming.
Yeah.
That can go away very quick. And a lot of people have the tendency to think like, you know, I mean, don't be down on yourself right now. This is still very much a game that they can succeed, that they can come out on top. But complexity, again, like you said before, we're talking about Karma, you got to step up. But I'm impressed with Aches. He's been like a wave, man. He's up and down, up and down. It seems like this time, you know, he's found himself in this game, and definitely Crimsix, who I think has been by far one of the most consistent players throughout this entire series.
Throughout the whole event, I think it's fair to say, because he's been one of the only complexity players who's been playing pretty much at his best the whole time, and you have to give him some serious props for that. But we'll have a look at Karma, see if he can try and turn things around, or potentially see, you know, what is he doing maybe a little bit different to normal. Because, I mean, that wasn't a normal end score for the likes of Karma. As he makes his way towards that B flag, there's an OpTic player waiting for him just to push in, and it's just now it's a matter of time. Who's going to be the more patient player? Karma jumps on the B flag. This is a deja vu from what happened last time, but Karma's going to lose the gunfight this time. Scope picks it up, and that B flag should be open for OpTic Gaming's contestant.
That was actually a great read there at a nade shot. You know, you always got to expect someone's going to charge from kitchen, and he dropped back and got the read. Crimsix pushes in, though, able to pick up one. He's going to have B by himself. And one player is going to be charging the front door, and that is going to be Clayster with a big stop.
That's
and
a huge kill.
Aches, though, kicks things off 3-2 with Crim6 as well. The story of this matchup has been just the consistency out of Crim6, and Aches is just showing up on respawn game types. Score currently is going to be tied in the second half. Remember, Complexity has that 12-point lead.
That B flag's still neutral. A minute into the game, everyone that's gone for it has just been slayed out. Some clutch kills coming in from both teams, and you know, in a 12-point game, it isn't exactly like this is very beneficial for Complexity. I mean, it really isn't, as I believe that's actually going to be OpTic on that B flag. They're going to get it as well. I mean, that's nicely done. Now, can they try and hold this A-B flag combination? There's one Complexity player in A, and it looks like that's Aches, and Aches is going to go clutch there with that kill. So Complexity now should be able to get that 2-1 flag lead back in their favor.
That's right, and bear in mind, too, they were not able to get into a position to close off the kitchen door. So now that means that, you know, OpTic Gaming is just going to run willy-nilly all around A, and it seems like they are going to be able to move in and secure it. Aches is going to be by himself, currently going to be stunned, try to push by B. He gets stopped. TP, on the other hand, knows that there's going to be a player inside, tries to go for the slide, and then the drop shot, not going to happen, but Karma with the response, knowing a player could come from kitchen like a robot,
Karma
just reads that one. Two players on the prowl. He gets stopped, and OpTic Gaming have managed to take over B, but just as I say that, Complexity has A, and they are going to be able to secure this one unless this last OpTic player can do something, which he does manage to, but it kind of seems like it's just stopping the inevitable.
Yeah, all four OpTic players actually rotated from A to B there, so just a little bit of miscommunication maybe, but Scump is in a perfect position to pick up a couple of kills. Picked up one, couldn't find the second in the form of Krim, and Aches now on your screen. You can see just the sort of groove which Complexity is starting to get into. I mean, it isn't the cleanest of games of domination you've ever seen. Still very close, 32-31, but Karma, you know, we kind of called him out for a poor performance. I mean, look at him now, 7-6, top of that leaderboard. He's been getting crucial kills all around the map, and OpTic now with the 2-1 flag lead. Back and forth action all the time in this game.
Back and forth we go. So let's go ahead, jump on board with Scumpy here, who's actually going to be 10-4. A great double kill, though, from Aches as we jump over to Scump. He's going to find him inside, manage to take out Krim, gets the double kill there.
The triple kill from Scumpy!
And that was a huge play from Scumpy. Shades of what we saw in that Curse New York game where Embos did the same thing. Could that have been a huge momentum shift, as OpTic Gaming is currently going to be up here in this matchup by 7 points. But again, he's chipping away now. It's about a 5-point lead in favor of Cole. So Complexity still has the lead thanks to that first half performance. OpTic Gaming losing members left and right. Scump managing to take out one, and he has just been amazing today.
Yeah, Scump's kind of turned on that animal mode right now, 14-5, but 1 minute 30 still to go, and it's Complexity who do have that 2-1 flag advantage. C flag, though, is going to be Nature and Clayster over there trying to cap it. They need to make sure they defend B. There's going to be one player there. It's actually going to be Scumpy, so this is Scumpy's time to shine. This play over at the B flag is going to be huge. Sees one front door. Small work of him. Looks towards kitchen. Can he find the second? No, he can't. Gets outshot. Luckily, Embo's there to support him, though. 1 versus 1. Still the B flag. OpTic come out on top. C flag is being taken away from them, though. And it's going to be Karma supporting his teammates. So it looks like that trade is going to go back in favor of Complexity.
That's right, but you know, just as you mentioned that, Ben, you got OpTic Gaming pushing up Clayster, and I believe that's going to be Scump here, going to be working toward A. Unfortunately, Complexity, they knew exactly what they wanted to do. They attacked that one aggressively with two players. They were able to come out on top there. Embos coming around the side. He gets met at courtyard, getting stopped right away. And 62-59. OpTic Gaming still with a little bit of a lead here in the second half. They can still win this, but it's going to take a lot of effort, and they got to chip away at that score here. 24 seconds left on the clock. 5 points lead in the second half. That is going to be about a 7-point lead for Complexity with 15 seconds left on the clock. Complexity has control of only A as Scump tries to move in there, and it's going to be about 8 points here, 4 points left. You got a lot of time remaining.
C flag.
No, and that's pretty much going to wrap it up there as Complexity takes out OpTic Gaming. But despite all that, you got to remember both of these teams, a great performance, qualified for Call of Duty Championships.
Of course. That's
this was for seeding, though, and you made this mention at the beginning of the show. This is dangerous.
It's very dangerous, because what that means is, if you're an OpTic Gaming fan, when they actually go out next month, or at the end of this month rather, to Call of Duty Championships, in their group, they are going to have one of two powerhouses from Europe, either TCM or Epsilon. And don't take those guys lightly. They are extremely talented rosters, and they are definitely ones which can cause upsets. You know, everyone remembers, you know, OpTic Gaming going over to Europe a couple of years ago, a couple of seasons, and just being so dominant.
Yep.
You know, it's completely different now. It really is. You know, Epsilon and TCM, fantastic lineups. TCM and OpTic have met a couple of times at Gfinity as well, I believe. Very back and forth, but you know, congratulations to Complexity, and now can continue to fight on for that #1 seed. And you know, first time in a while that they've been in the losers bracket, but they're still powering through, and that's always good to see. But you have to give OpTic credit. That was a very close game, you know.
Yeah.
Strike Zone, one of Complexity's very good maps in terms of slaying, like you said, but OpTic tried to counter it with aggression. They were ahead for quite a while on that second side, but they just couldn't find that extra edge. It seemed, you know, those momentum changes, you know, when Scumpy got that 3-piece, that should have been, oh yeah, the hype, you know, the crowd started to get a little bit more vocal, but sadly Complexity just shut them down.
That's right, so that is pretty much going to end things for us here, but of course, once again, congratulations to Complexity. They move on. OpTic Gaming, we'll see them at the Call of Duty Championships. I'm super excited about that event, guys. Now we have plenty more Call of Duty going on Alpha Stream. We got a lot of great things going on Bravo Stream. Make sure you guys are tuning in all day today for some stellar Call of Duty action. Of course, I'm Golden Boy. This is Benson. We'll see you guys later.